Hi there folks, Dennis here. Hope you're having a great day or a great evening. I suppose if you're in the United States or further that way, then it will be good afternoon. 8 o'clock now, so it'll be 3 o'clock in New York City, and then going over to the West Coast even further, well, it'll be even earlier. So welcome folks, this is Denis Barnes, and welcome to the return of the Council 12 Ascended Masters. Now, many people keep asking me, who are the Ascended Masters? Well, basically they're 12 grand Ascended Masters. They're not your guides and inspirers, they go way beyond that. And what happened one day when I was sat in meditation, my voice is going now, that's telling me that they're here. The voice goes darker and graspy, which is good. So if I go off on one, if I start looking up to the my right, which is your left, then you can see that the edge is there. It's like I'm a TV screen. I see what's going on. Anyway, where were we? Okay, I digress, I should say. No, I'm not dead, I digress. One day I was sat in meditation, and I'm meditating away, and this voice just said, we're here, but there's only 6 of us at the moment. So I went, 6? But we'll soon be 12. I went, okay. It said, who are you? It said, we're the council. It said, who? We're the council of 6, but we'll soon be 12. Don't worry. We'll let you know when we're complete. 2 or 3 weeks later, I sat in meditation, and bang, they came in again, and they said, we are now complete, we are the Council of 12. And they said, who are you? Said, our names are not important at the moment, but we'll give you an indication of who we are. So they told me their household names, and I was like, what? Why me? Well, you've not called us, we've called you. Basically, because of you're not scared to stand on your soapbox and deliver a message. How funny it might seem at that moment, you're not scared. So this is why we come to you. And there are 6 or 12. I only know 6 or 7 at the moment because the other ones are what I call floaters, they float in. But the main ones are Jesus Christ, Mother Mary, Archangel Michael, Kuan Yin, Paramahansa Yogananda, and I forgot, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The names are not that important, to be honest with you. Archangel Michael did say that anyway, not to bother. Hope you can hear me okay. So they came in, and about half an hour later somebody rang me up and wanted a channeling. So I was tuning in, and then basically the energy came through, and this girl said, it was a close friend of mine, said, what's happening to you? I said, you're talking really fast and powerful. I says, I know. I said, something's happened. So I said, give me a second. So I asked upstairs, and they told me what was going on. This is your new energy. Wow. And that energy continues to this day. Sometimes I think they've gone and left me and moved on, but no. Their aspect of who they are still remains with me. And not just me, but other people who can hold the vibration of the Council of 12, or even beyond that. Well, the Council of 12 Ascended Masters, they're not the end all and be all. They keep reminding me there are energies way beyond them that they communicate with, that they tune into, they transmit to, and they receive transmissions from them. So, wow, what's going on? Just be yourself, Dennis. Help others to realise that you're not special. bang goes the ego, I thought. And they were laughing because they could see my facial expression. You're not special in that way. You're special to us and special to other people. But everybody is special. Everybody on your earth plane is special. In different areas of life. Everybody has the ability to tune in, to sit in meditation, and to deepen the reflection of themselves and bring it forward into what you may call the spiritual aspect that has dawned upon them through ages of time. For you've all escaped what we call heaven, and we use that word lightly because heaven is on earth and earth is on heaven. So above, so below. However, when you realize that you are a heavenly being, you have a responsibility to yourself to always keep reminding yourself where you are from, what your mission is all about, and how to proceed with that mission, even though sometimes you keep hitting a roundabout, go round in circles. Then you see a straight road. Off that straight road you go to another roundabout, which then puts you back to another roundabout down the straight road again. When this happens, beloveds, all you have to do is sit in peace and quiet and ask for direction. Ask for a signpost and believe, totally 100% believe that you will receive that signpost. Now, we would like to say that the signpost will come in words. It may do to some of you, but 9 times out of 10 it comes with feelings, with pictures, you might see a newspaper and you might see a title, or you might read a paragraph on that newspaper and it will inspire you. You might be talking to one of your friends and they're negative and you think that's not the right way to go, so you realize that is not the way that you should proceed. So you set about yourself and you think, how do I go forward and beyond my situation where I am now? But basically, beloveds, it's quite easy. You have to go within. There is a saying on your earth plane that if you don't go within, you will go without. And this is quite true. Go within, you won't go without. For when you go within, you find that peace. And the peace we talk about now, beloveds, is a peace that not really found by most people. You may be lucky, you may have found that peace already. And you may want to pass that peace on to other people, but you can't. For they have to find that peace themselves. Individually, they go forward. Collectively, we are all going forward. But individually, their path is separate. The path of a master is separate than the path of a student. For when you sit in meditation, you are connecting to your higher self. That higher self is connecting to a greater, dimensional, higher frequency, higher self. And that higher self itself is connected to another, what you may call, higher self of yourself. There are countless higher selves. Countless. And then when you go through the countlessness of higher selves, which are you and other astral spiritual beings, you then may be lucky to come to what you may call the spiritual aspect of it all, where you come from. That spiritual oasis of knowing everything. When you return at night in your earthly dreams, you drink of the spiritual oasis. You are furnished, your thirst is quenched, your hunger is given food, but not of the earthly type, but a spiritual type, which during the day will manifest and feed you. And this is the signs what we say keep looking for. How do you feel about a certain circumstance? How does it make you feel? How do you react? Is it pushing your buttons? Is it what you may call negative in your earthly terms? We will remind you now, beloveds, there's no negative and positive. You earth beings are just wanting to put labels on things. Like, this is a purple shirt, it's a label. It's a shirt, it's a colour. When you put labels on things like negative, positive, it's just an experience you're going through. So these experiences give you an indication in your physical body that is either good or bad. Do you feel good about it? Does it feel not so good? If it feels not so good, then you move away from it. You understand it. You cultivate it in a way where you think good or bad. But there's no good or bad. It's how does it make you feel? This makes me feel good. I'm excited. Oh, brilliant. This one makes you feel down, miserable, not happy. The first thought you get when you get your energy bills, when you look at the price now, oh, flipping it, that's dear. Gut feeling, heavy. It's money. It's just paper money. That ever happens to you, beloved, it happens to him that we speak through now. If it ever happens to you, just put the letter to one side and know that it will get dealt with in the right time, in the right energy that is needed when it is needed. So emotions come into play, your physical and body emotions, because when you came from what you may call your higherness, your higher spheres, you came down a vibration, and we call it, and many other spiritual ambassadors like ourselves have different words for it, or different titles, but we call it the pass not. Just think about that. Pass not. What does it conjure up in your mind? Or in your heart? What do you feel about these two words? Pass not. Or not pass. Well, it's a vibration. We will tell you now, it's a vibration that you are lowering yourself. And as you're coming towards what you may call the lower vibrations of your earth planet, beloveds, you come to a certain point on coming down your vibration, lowering your frequency, that if you go any further, your spiritual knowledge of who you are, where you're coming from, and what your mission's all about in this life, it is removed from you on purpose for your own protection. Think about that. Your memory of how divinely brilliant you are is taken away from you on purpose. You might think, why? Why has that happened? Why have you took my memory? Why have you wiped me? Why have you done this? Well, if you were taken up in this coming life you are approaching, a vibration where you will find it hard on purpose, for you'll set it up. Let's bring it into the modern world. If you set yourself up to be a light worker, a star maker, a star, a light, a lighthouse, a worker of light, you see what we're getting at? Your light will be probably got at by what you may call the negative side of light, which is dark. equal reaction. So the memory that you've chosen on purpose as you come down, and you don't know what you're coming into, but you do know before you set it up, is taken off you on purpose in case you decided when you're on the earth to end your life physically by yourself because it's too hard for you to cope. Now, each and every one of you who are and is and will be working for what you may call the light, the ascension, will automatically know this deep within the soul level, deep within the spiritual aspect of yourself. However, your ego doesn't want you to realize that you are a spiritual warrior, an ambassador for what you may call the hierarchy, God, Divine Mother. Doesn't matter what label you use, for God, Divine Mother, is called in different names by different religions, all comes under the one umbrella of divine source, divine frequency. And we will tell you now, we will put the cat amongst the pigeons, and some of you really won't understand this, but we hope you do. Your universe, your galaxy, is ruled by one God. However, there are different universes, different galaxies, and they have what you may call another being that looks after that. Wow. Take a bit to digest that, beloveds. Do you really think there's only one God? Only one Divine Mother? One Goddess? One Fatheress? Never even heard that word before. The universe are countless. You, we, are under the instruction of a higher entity which broadcasts frequency to those who have the ability to tune in, to get the right channel, and to listen, to digest. And once that signal is digested, you turn the radio set off. You don't need any more information coming through because it's overload. So you look, you digest the information that has been given to you, or you've been going out and searching for and found. And now it's up to your ability to digest and filter out which you don't think is right for your consciousness at this level. We remember when our partner we speak through now started his spiritual adventure, and it's nothing like what he's going through now. If we'd have told him this when he started 35 years ago, he would have flipped. He would have lost his hair. You see, we do have a sense of humour, beloveds, for he did look like Moses with lots of white hair. As you grow, as you expand in consciousness, there will be aspects of information coming to you. What you do with it is completely up to you. However, there are aspects of what you may call the other side. For your Earth planet is a duality planet. Let's say it dead easy so you understand. Through his words, good and bad, light and dark, positive and negative. You get our drift. You get his drift, of course. We will go back to what we said before. Those of you who've come onto this planet on purpose to help put the planet on the right tilt of light, we ask you to continue your thoughts, your words of positivity, and don't think about what is coming at you. Don't think about that. Don't even have a negative thought about you, your brothers and sisters, your fellow light workers. For your own, you are all working. Let's say it like a jigsaw puzzle. You've got your piece. You have to put that piece in the puzzle, and then somebody else puts their piece next to you. And then in time you sit back and you look, you have completed a jigsaw puzzle, a spiritual jigsaw puzzle, which people can see the picture. You're part of it. Do not second guess yourself, beloveds. Every kind word you give to somebody, every kind word you give to yourself, importantly, first and foremost, is received in the body, and the body has a reaction from it. But every word you give to somebody else, you are actually giving to yourself. So when you give praise to somebody, or when you give not praise to somebody, you're giving it to yourself. When you look after your brother and sister first and foremost, beloveds, you will also be looked after. For there are those who would like to keep you chained to the dungeon walls and whip you within an inch of your life. We have mentioned this so many times before. And you've got yourself off the dungeon wall, but you thought it was okay, and then you've allowed what you may call the authority that you put into people. The authority that you put into people. We are going to say this again. The authority that you have given people over you to ride roughshod over you, over your soul, over your choice. Take it all back. Take it back. For there are opportunities now coming in Scotland, England and Wales, and Ireland will come forth. There has been what you may call a revolution in Australia. It was taken to the cosh 2 years ago, COVID. It was tried to make into a prison camp. There were things done to the human race there which will be brought out in time in full glory for people to see. And for those who controlled the media, for those to weep. For as you sow, you shall reap yourself and weep. So we ask you, beloveds, pay homage to yourself, pay homage to your brother and sister who are helping you to be the superstar, the light bearer, the lighthouse, the light worker, to help mankind through what you may call the pending slavery of mankind. Pending. Do you really think that mankind linked with a spiritual ancestry can be put into slaves like the old slave nations years ago? And you see what's happening there. Those nations that incorporated slaves into their way of living and made profit through them, they're now having to go through their own karma. Remember, people are talking about AI, artificial intelligence. Nothing will overcome the human spirit. Okay. Technology, as we know it, can be used positive or negative. The choice is yours. But on the overall factor of all things, It will not rule you on this planet at this time. You are a special species, beloveds. You've elected to come on this planet to do what you can for the purpose of your brother and sister, the purpose of spirit, the purpose of the divine, whatever you call that, divine, Mother, Father, God, what will be, always powerful. You've elected to come on this planet on purpose to do your bit. And through our endeavour this evening, we come to your assistance. We will this evening be answering your questions. So any questions you want to ask about yourself personally, we will answer. However, we give you a warning. If they are Mickey Mouse questions, we will give you a Donald Duck answer. We don't treat questions like that favourable. We have been known to give people a hard time on purpose. For when you give somebody a hard time on purpose, they have to look at themselves and think, did I deserve that? And the answer will be yes, of course. For then when you look at yourself, you open up a channel which goes deep to the soul, cuts through the ego, cuts through the I amness. I am the ego. The ego is a pseudo soul. It's not real. It's there on purpose for you to see it and get rid of it, take a baseball bat and kick it out of the stadium. That's the ego. It helps you to a point, and after that the ego will fade. Always remember, beloveds, that you are a spiritual being on a spiritual mission, and there's no time like now for you to stand together as a group, as a sin army of light workers moving forward, wiping everything in front of you to one side, pushing the darkness out, showing your love and your light as you move forward, coming together, singing, in tune with each other. Now as you do this, Mother Earth then reacts. For every time you have a positive thought about yourself, it is registered in the crystalline grid on Mother Earth. And that crystalline grid has been poisoned by what you may call COVID, slave chain, America politics, other politics, Russian war. There's things going on that some people don't want you to know, but we implore you, please go within. And if it's too much for you to understand, don't worry about it. Just enhance your connection with that divine source, with that Mother God, that Father God. Every religion comes under one umbrella, and that is divine source information, whatever you call it, an umbrella of God. And you're not going to know what God is until you pass on the other side, until you croak it, you kick your bucket. You're not going to know that. Why live for tomorrow when you can live for today? Why live for yesterday and worry about what happened yesterday or what's going to happen in the future? Poppycock. We will say poppycock to that. That is our favourite word, and that's a word he likes to use. Poppycock to you all. Comes from the Dickens area. And look back how mankind was treated then. Slaves, children, poverty, the rich kept the money. Things are changing, beloveds. You know this. The 1% on your world should not have the finance that keeps the 99% in slaves, in bondage. It's not that way. And you've elected to come on this planet on purpose to sort this out. There are some of you who might look at the words we are using now, and we would say to you, and we've always said to you, Denis is a conscious channeler. He doesn't have to sit in what you may call trance and let what you may call the spirit world take him over. No. That is what you may call a lower energy. We merge our consciousness with his consciousness. So we are a dual consciousness. There are 13 of us now coming together for the betterment of other people, if you can get your head around that. You do not have to understand our message in our words, in our intellect, or in your intellect. Just feel it in your heart. How does it resonate with you, beloveds? Does it feel good? We hope it does. For this is and was our message this evening. Do not forget who you are, where you're from, your heritage. Do not forget that, for you are here on this planet at this moment to fight the battle. Even if it's only dropping the odd word now and again, giving somebody a high five. He rides down the canal on his mountain bike most days, and he's always giving people high fives, children, adults. High five. Now they call him the high five man, and they spot him coming down the canal, and they line up to give him a high five. The other day, well, not the other day, a couple of months ago, he was riding, and there was a family, must have 6-7 people. They all lined up, and he high-fived them all. Bump, 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 bump. You are connecting with people. They will remember that. Just a comment, just a high five, a smile, a joke, taking the mickey, but smiling. You will get away with murder when you have a smile on your face. Now there are those, and we talk about what the word we've just mentioned now, forced death. There is karma on your planet. There is karma individually with all of you, whether you believe this or not. Karma is also reflected in countries. For the countries that ruled over other countries and subjected them to slavery, there is karma to be paid out, played out as well, in the country that subjected those other countries to that regime. Everything in the way goes to the spiritual accountant, and the books must add up correctly. Everything, good or bad, seen or unseen, will be shown for what it is. There is corruption in your world, but you are here to do as much as you can. Please clean your own backyard up and give homage to those who can do what you may call a bigger job. For you are all propping up each other, all of you. We will leave this message with you now, and we will prepare for your questions and answers. And we found out through many shows that when we say there's questions and answers, people tend to clam up, don't know what to ask. So we're going to give you 5-10 minutes to think about this while we then go to our healing segment, where we sit in meditation and let the words that have just been manifested through a higher source reflect within your spiritual being. Then when we come out of meditation, well, in meditation you'll be able to maybe think about the questions you'd like to ask. But we warn you, no Mickey Mouse questions will not be tolerated. You only get a decent answer to the quality of the question you ask. We told you he wasn't scared of saying things. No filters. We'll change the scene. I'm back, folks. Change the scene. Well, hi folks, hope you enjoyed that brief meditation. Hope you did. I could have just stayed with it, just gone with it. It was nice, really good. Music has such a wonderful feeling. I'll get to the questions in a moment. Years ago, I used to get told where to go exhibition-wise and where to set them up. And one night in my dreams, they told me about the music of the spheres. I'd never heard about music of the spheres, universal music. But that night when I heard it, it was absolutely unbelievable. You can't mistake it. It was like every orchestra had come together in perfect harmony, perfect fluidness, and the music was, all I can say, it was heavenly. And people that have heard the music as well since and before have said the same things. The music is heavenly, the vibration. You don't feel it in earthly music. Anyway, I just thought I'd tell you that. Okay, fine. So let's turn this music off, shall we? Basically, it's okay. I think it's going to detract. Okay, so folks, hope you like the channeling. Nice to know that people are watching. Show me a heart if you're watching. I would appreciate that. So, have you got any questions, folks? You can't find out where to share it. It's just under my picture of the TV screen. That's how you can share it. William Shakespeare, yep. One of the Ascended Masters. Valentino, both are okay, fine. Okay, question here. Is birth and life the actual? Are you followed down by others to embrace and help your transition? You're followed by others, and if their job is to help you to succeed, to do what you have set up yourself, then yes, you are followed by others who have the same goal, to help others succeed. So if you've got, say, 6 people, and the first person is going down, not sure what to do, the number 2 person is behind the number 1, and the number 2 is making sure the first one, number 1, does the job. But the number 3 person is making sure number 2 does the job to get number 1 to do the job. So basically, you go back to the 6th person. The 6th person is there to help number 5, to help number 4, to help number 3, to help number 2, to help number 1 to get on the earth and do their job. It's a human ladder. We're all here to help other people. Isn't that great how they explained it to me, how they brought it through? That is brilliant. I love that. And this is not a question, but it's a comment. It's all about frequency. Definitely. Left, right, positive thinking, yin yang. It's how we are in the moment. It's not a test, but a testimony to who we are. Yeah. If you cannot be rocked in that moment, if your boat doesn't sink, and your heart and your stomach doesn't give away, you cannot be rocked. You're building your house on rock. And you can't drown. Because this is what you've set up for yourselves. To be tested and to not to be found wanted. That's what we set up for ourselves. As well as other things. Not just one lesson. Countless lessons. Everything is multi-layered, multifaceted. We are multi-layered, multifaceted human spiritual beings. And you know, you've heard it before, having an expression as a spiritual being, as a human being. But we're spiritual. What we ought to do is let that spiritualness come out Let it show. Let it shine. Don't be scared. Nothing can happen to you. The physical form can die, but you will never die. Your energy will go on to greater, more brilliant things. We will not die. It's fear that stops us from being ourselves. Do not fear anything or anybody. Tune into yourselves, beloved, and let your higher self tune into that, what you may call God, Divine Mother. Okay. One here. How can we set a frequency not only to help ourselves ascend but others, and how do we step into pentacle of self? I've just answered that, or we have answered that in a way that can be understood. You do what's right for you. You do what, after what you've done, what's right for you. If you feel you're doing what being offered to help other people, what's right for them, then you're stepping into your frequency of help. What if your intention is pure, then the outcome will be pure. It's all about your intention, beloveds. What's your intention? What's your intent? Well, last time I was in a tent, I think I was about 25, and the heavens opened. Oh, that's a cosmic joke. Forget about it. I give up. Okay, cosmic jokes. You're watching it. Okay, fine. Rule is changing. Dividing rule is changing. Brings us together. Christine, yeah, the world has got to go into a way where it's crumbling. The world has got to go in a way where people can see that has not worked. That which was will not work. That which what you've not tried will work. But that which what you've not tried because you're scared of being hung, drawn and quartered by those who are in control. If you forget about being hung, drawn and quartered and do what you feel you should do, then the result will be different in every aspect on your earth plane. Those who of you are courageous to stand up and be counted, you will be looked after. Think about that. He will tell you about what happened to him driving his car down the road one day. The white light came into his car and a voice spoke and it said, Dennis, we will look after you. We will make sure nothing happens to you. He couldn't see the driving wheel of his car, the steering wheel. He ended up at home. How did he get home? We managed to get him home in the car. That's when you trust. When you completely trust. When there's no other avenue open and you say, Divine Mother, Father God, or whatever you are that I don't have an understanding of, I'm here, I'm yours, let your will be done. And you totally remove yourself and let the higher self come through, then you will have a different understanding, a different experience, and you will feel the peace that passes all understanding, beloveds, all of you. So, I'm just trying to find a question. These are comments, not questions. Yep, you're right about that. Valentina, yeah. I'm sorry for not pronouncing you all right. This is a good one. How often do you talk to yourself out loud in your moment? I'm always talking to myself. I'm always saying, cancel, silver, violet flame. Don't say that. And then I replace it. I'm always talking to myself. It's like I'm talking to a different self of me. A different self up here, out there, down there, around the corner, behind me. I'm not me inside here. I'm me, multifaceted, multidimensional. I'm me in the next street. I'm me in the next town, in the next city. My higher self, my multidimensional self goes on. So I'm speaking to all them Hopefully I might be speaking to the future me, might hear my plight now and come back and say, you're on the right way, don't worry. You'll see a sign saying stop, have a breather. If the sign says stop, don't go through it, because it's designed for you to have a breather. And they're saying it now to me in my music when I'm learning to play the saxophone music. There's a rest there. In the music, there's a rest. It says rest. You're overlooking it. You're not resting. So the next rhythm is out of tune slightly. So you rest. Somewhere over the rainbow, birds do fly. So you rest. You give it a time. When you rest, you give energy time to come around, uplift, separate, build you up, prepare you for the next tempo. Isn't it so good how they bring it in? They bring they bring music in for you to say, understand it this way, and it's so simple. It is about frequency, it is about understanding. But when you can bring it down to earthly words, and this is why we choose him, for his ability to bring it down into earthly words that people can understand. We don't want highfalutin vibrational energies, being in the vortex, being out of yourself, being in yourself, being codependent on other people. No. The more simple you are with the words for yourself and for your family, the more powerful it is. Don't complicate the music. Don't overfill the music with other notes that take the power away from the main note. Don't put the filler notes in. You are supposed to be powerful in this life. Don't let anybody detract, take away, subtract your energy for their fears. Don't do it, beloveds. Many are called, but only a few are chosen. Think about that. Many are called, but only a few are chosen. That means the universe, the divine Mother, Father, God, whatever you call it in so many names, is calling you in a way that you can understand. But have you chosen to go with it? Many were called. The trumpeters out there playing is calling you in. Some people ignore it, want to get on with their life. But what if their life was to stand on a soapbox in a nice way and help those who are looking for help? Taken me a while to put another show on like this, but we will be coming back next week until upstairs say that's enough for now. You see, like other people, I've got to gain that power within me, because I often think, what difference can I make? Can you inspire me? They don't inspire me, and then I know I have this feeling saying, no, I can't rely on them all the time. Those that serve inspire me. I can't rely on them. I have to rely on me. They've showed me the greatness of who I am. Not in a big-headed way, but remembering my divinity. And I'm passing this on to you, beloveds. I'm passing the baton on to you. This is a relay race. We will win it. There'll be no losers or winners. And it should be called the Spiritual Olympics. We should be giving honours for people who are working spiritually and doing things that other people are not doing. We should be looking after the strivers for humanity, not the politicians who are driving electric cars because they're taking the money of the WHO. No. We shouldn't be looking after them. We should be looking after those who are holding the hands of people who are about to make their transition. We should be looking after those, giving them an understanding that they're doing what you may call God's work. You are God yourself. Do not ever forget these words. You are God. You're made in the image of God. Now, think about that. So if God made you, then you have a percentage of God within you. What you focus on will come. So if you find your thoughts are not powerful, change them to be powerful. Do not speak negative about yourself. If you do, change it straight away. I have a saying, cancel, silver violet flame. Cancel it straight away, negative thought pattern or negative word. I often say to people, don't be negative towards me, for if you do, continue, I'll walk away. And they continued, and I walk away. And I might see them a week later and they said, you were so rude. I said, no, you were rude, pointing out to me that you being negative and putting down my ideas. I'm being positive and walking away. That's not being rude. That's being honest to myself. And what you think about does not bother me. It's no business of mine knowing what you think about me. That shuts them up. They don't know how to cope. Sometimes, beloved, you have to say to people, thus, so far, but no more. Where's your respect? And if they don't respect you, you do a runner. You walk away. And in time, they will come to get it. And if not, then you're looking after yourself, aren't you? Okay, folks. Is there anything else? Lynn, okay, that's a long message that. I'll try and put it up. Okay. Thank you for your message. Not sure what to ask. Don't worry. I'm glad you talked about Mother Earth needing our love. I've been told I spent many lifetimes here. At this time, I'm remembering from tell me extraterrestrial DNA. Oops, gone. Well, that's a long question, so we're not going to get into that one now. Maybe at a later date. But I think it's time to go. Yep, I feel the energy now is going down now. For it's nice to, beloved, it's nice to be here, to be honest with you. It's actually really, really nice to be here. And while we are here, it's really gorgeous to be in a situation where you understand what's going on and being able to put the words together that help other people. Yeah. Believe in yourself, beloveds. Just believe in yourself. If you don't, and if you don't look after yourself, nobody else will. Self-love starts with you first. These are home truths that you've known about for decades. We're just bringing it forward again. For we are planting seeds again with you. For we plant these seeds now, and then the next time we come, next week or in a fortnight's time, to give you another message, then it's like we planted the seed and we'll be coming along with what you may call the watering can of spiritual knowledge and watering the seed and hoping it will grow. It will grow. There's no hope. It will grow. They've just showed me a picture of a spaceship leaving. And they say they're thumbing a lift now. They're thumbing a lift home to them what they may call their own planet, their own galaxy. This is how they tickle me. This is their cosmic sense of humour. They're thumbing a lift that way. Oh, fantastic, isn't it? You see the humour in it. Oh, and they're saying you humans get stuck down. Don't. See the joyful side of life. Remember Shakespeare, who is over here with us as one of the ascended masters, but not what you call religious spiritual master, but a master in his own right, because he knew what was going on. Everybody's on a stage, the stage of life. You've elected to play a part. And those of you now have elected to come on the stage and play the part of a light worker, a torchbearer, a bringer of truth, a harbinger of truth, then do your job. Do it well. Do it successful. Don't give in. Don't rest on your laurels. Don't wait in the wings and miss your clue. Don't do that. For when you play your part right in this life, in this incarnation, in this film, as you may call it, in this act, the next play, you won't be an extra, you'll be a star player. Because of your determination to do it correctly now. In this instant. For there is no better time than the now moment. No better time than this. On that note, beloveds, we thank you for being here. If we've not got to your question, we will have a quick scan now. Boom, 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 boom. To the answer to that, Carol, the answer is yes. You are working spiritually when you don't know about it. And what we suggest to people before you go to bed, throw yourself into a cold shower. For 5-10 seconds, have a cold shower, go to bed with no negatives on the aura, and you will sleep better, you will dream better. And when you wake up in the morning, have another cold shower, and what you've done in night time will come to you, will manifest through the day into your energy field. You remember it. Cold showers, they are fantastic. Before I came on the show, I had a cold shower. It really does help. Research cold showers. Jesus Christ, the Essenes, they was a group of people that paved the way for the Christ vibration. And that's what we're all working on now, the Christos energy. The Essenes were a spiritual sect. They all wore white. They knew about the chakras, the healing, the energy. There was angels of the water, angels of the fire. And they prayed to the angels of the water. There is a spiritual being over every element of your world. Every element of your world. Have a cold shower first and last thing at night. And this will make you laugh, but it's true. If you want to come together physically with your partner, have a cold shower first, both of you. The energy after is brilliant. It is like dialing into something more powerful, more sensitive, more dynamic and more spiritual. There's no negative energy when you're swapping energies. When the masculine is swapping with the feminine and the feminine is swapping with the masculine. The clean energy. With that, beloveds, we will say good night, God bless, and thank you for being here. I will answer some of these questions later. I just feel now that it's time to go. Thank you very much. There's a lot of things there that I wish I just feel now it's time to go. And there's one here about the cold shower. Thank you for backing me up there, young man. Thank you. Well, I'm only an inspiration because you people are here. You know? Good night, folks. Love you all. See you next week. Yeah, look out. Tell people about the show. Let's get as many people as we can to reconnect. Love you. And if you're looking for a reading, a consultation with the Counsellor 12, you can reach me at thecounsellor12.com or get to me through my Facebook page. Send me a message. Now, there are some of you here now have had readings and you know that your life has changed So if those of you who've not had consultations or channelings, then if you really want to move forward, then get hold of me. See what we can do for you. Okay? God bless you all. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Denis. You're right. So say good night, God bless. Namaste. God bless. See you next week. Bye for now. Let's see if I've got this advert on here. Yeah. Say good night, God bless.
Hello there, this is Bill from AchieveRadio.com. Are you looking for spiritual guidance in all areas of your life? Are you looking for direction and purpose on your spiritual path, along with insight into how the world is now? Are you seeking divine guidance as you merge more into your higher self? Are you expressing yourself to others from the mind rather than the heart? And are you seeking a higher knowledge that resonates with your everlasting soul? Well, if you can answer yes to any of those questions, and Denis Barnes and the Council of 12 are here to assist you as you walk amongst the jungle of mankind. Please tune in to AchieveRadio.com and witness firsthand the accelerated vibrations of the Council of 12 and their partner, Denis Barnes, as they merge together for the betterment of all.